Hey everyone, this is James with WSTrades.com. I want to provide an update here on ticker ACB or Aurora Cannabis. So we got a request in the comments to cover this stock, so I decided to take a look at it. And the chart looks like a lot of cannabis companies right now. There's been a lot of hype behind these cannabis companies because the HHS has called to reschedule marijuana. That would provide some tax breaks to companies like ACB, and then we also have the Safe Banking Act. If that gets approved, the government approves that, we could get banks the ability to lend to companies like ACB. So that's what's kind of driving all this crazy price action. We've seen Tilray make big moves. We've seen CGC or Cannabis Growth make big moves, and ACB is doing the same thing here. So you can see they were sitting around 43 cents, and then it looks like they got up to about 115 here this week. So really big move here. It made a couple 100% move, pulled back a little bit, and then had a gap up and another big rip here on Friday. So almost 17% rip on Friday. So let's kind of go through here and let's take a look at some of their financial statements. Looking through the income statement, I was looking at earnings, the net income common stockholders, and they were kind of trending. Actually, they weren't really trending. They're kind of up and down on the annual. You can see losing $3.3 billion in 2020, but then they shrunk that number significantly to $693 million. But then for 2022, boom, back up to $1.7 billion. And then the last 12 months, that has went in the wrong direction a little bit there, losing $1.74 billion. So the earnings are pretty brutal. Let's look at cash flow on the annual. Operating cash flow was kind of trending in the right direction here. For 2020, they lost $337 million. They shrunk that down to $109 million for 2022. But you can see the last 12 months, that number is back up to $157 million in the negative. Free cash flow, same kind of a story in 2020. They had negative free cash flow of $692 million. They shrunk that down in 2022 to a negative $142 million. And in the last 12 months, it's back up to negative $181 million. Let's look at the balance sheet here. You can see on the annual, they do have positive common stock equity, but it is disappearing. You can see for 2020, they had $2.1 billion in common stock equity, and then for 2022, only $661 million. So a lot of that common stock equity has fallen out, and that's no surprise kind of looking at their earnings and seeing them lose all that money. That would make sense that some of that common stock equity would disappear, if they don't refinance and kind of get some of that back. Let's take a look here at the quarterly just to kind of see what's been going on with more recent data. And you can see here on the quarterly, the common stock equity is decreasing quarter by quarter. So June 30th, 2022, the quarter ending that date, $661 million in common stock equity, dropping to 556, dropping to 486, dropping to 475. So you can see that common stock equity there is dwindling. So yeah, let's take a look here at the financing cash flow line, and you can't see it on the annual here. They got big numbers on financing cash flow every year, especially 2020 and 2021. We got $521 million, $582 million, so big numbers there. If we dig into that, we can see that they're issuing stock. So you can see stock issuance here, 575 million, 666, 350, 417. So, no surprises, they are burning money. They're needing to finance to kind of keep that balance sheet, that common stock equity in the positive. So, yeah, just kind of looking through the financial statements and stuff here, and kind of the big move that they made here. This is not a long position for me, something that I would be buying. What I would look for is another big move like this. I mean, this was insane, like almost 100% move in one day from 56 cents or something, all the way up to almost a buck, like 90 cents. If this thing continues to make these massive moves, I'll probably look into selling calls, taking short positions. It works really well for me. If you've been, watching our channel, you'll see a lot of stocks that have made crazy moves like Tupperware and BBig and, Redbox a while back. When you see these massive moves like 200%, 500%, 1,000% in a short period of time, those are usually short opportunities for me. Now that doesn't mean that, the Safe Banking Act won't get passed and marijuana won't get rescheduled, which could be good for these companies in the future. and could help them out financially and help their stock prices rise in the future. But for me, when I see these types of moves, my brain just tells me short, sell calls. So I'll continue to keep you updated here on ticker ACB or Aurora Cannabis. Please like this video. Please also subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Hit that notification bell. Appreciate you for taking the time to watch this. Talk to you soon.